an addict. My name is Flawzelle. I'd like to thank God for allowing me to see another day clean. I'd like to thank Phil for asking me to, Phil and his committee asked me to speak. And when he first called me, he gave me the topic about growing old in recovery, because the guy he asked didn't want to do it. And I said, well, that sounds good. I'm old. I should be able to talk about that. The next day he called me back. Well, the guy said he's going to do it. I got something else for you to do. We do recover. And we do recover. When at the end of the road, you know what? I'm going to read it. When at the end of the road, we find that we can no longer function as a human being, either with or without drugs. We all face the same dilemma. Oh, man. We all face the same dilemma. When I was out there using, there were some times when I was sober. I wasn't using. But the thing about it, I always went back until things got unmanageable. When I tore up a car, I would stop drinking. I always smoked weed. Or when my wife caught me using heroin in the bathroom, I stopped that. But I kept smoking weed. But when I came in here, they said you couldn't use anything. And we do recover. And the thing about it, I didn't get it my first time, a second time. But the thing about it, when I came in here, I saw people like you. People that, some of the guys that when I came to the meeting, I thought I wasn't as bad as they were, and they was getting it. And the thing about it, they were smiling, and they was living life, and they said the solution, I knew the solution was here. That's why I kept coming back. But I didn't start getting clean time until I surrendered to this program, until I got a sponsor and started using the sponsor. And I will never forget the conversation me and my sponsor had from leaving Clareton meeting, coming back to McKeesport. And now I was telling him about I went to see an addict that owed me some money, using addict. And I didn't use. And he told me, he said, well, you didn't think you did something big. You don't know what danger you was in. Why did you stay there and talk to him after he gave you the money? And I looked at him, I'm thinking to myself, I said, who do he think he's talking to? You know? Or, he don't know who I am? But the thing about it, I went home and I thought about what this man told me. Why did I stay there and talk to him that long period of time? And I started thinking about what he told me. It didn't start coming to me. That Saturday, he hit the numbers for $600. When I stopped to talk to him about the $5 that he owed me, he was standing in front of his building, and he should have been at work. And I I won't remember, I'll never forget, my father said, did you look at all the facts? Them was the facts I overlooked. And then when the people showed up, they all ran inside the house and closed the door. If they would have asked me to come, I probably went in there and used. But I forgot all about that. About him hitting the numbers and stuff. So I started thinking, with 6 months clean, I could be walking around here with blinders on, not seeing my surroundings. With 24 years clean, I could walk around here with blinders on and not seeing my surroundings. So I decided, to start taking suggestions. And it showed how closed-minded I was. As long as me and you had the same idea, we was cool. But if me and you disagreed, or I disagree with all of y'all, something was wrong with y'all, because I thought about it. So it took me to understand I could think about something for a couple minutes. I can think about something for a couple days and still come up with the wrong answer. Because the only reason I'm saying up here saying I'm an addict, because I was coming up with the wrong answer. I was doing everything that Flawzelle wanted to do. I didn't know how to take a suggestion. But somebody disagreed with me. It wasn't until I came in here and surrendered to this program and start using my sponsors as I was supposed to, start working some steps and working on self. And I remember with a couple years clean, I'm riding a relative in the car. We're going to a meeting. And he said, Zell, we do recover. I said, yeah. He said, if we do recover, at a point, we're done. I said, no, Jim. We always have to work on something. Just because we're not using the drugs, there's always something to work on. And the thing about it, drugs is only a symptom. That obsession and compulsion can go anywhere. And we do recover? No. We're always going to be recovering. Because being human, we're going to fall short somewhere down the line. And the thing about it, it's a process. It's about working the steps and working on self. I remember 6 years clean on my job, used to be job. Me and this guy was in the room, and the thing about it, I was a plumbing inspector for Allegheny County Health Department. And I asked plumbers if they have a license. So this dude, I asked him for a license, and he must have talked to somebody, and somebody must have told him that I didn't have my master's license. But I did get my master's license. So I'm giving him the final inspection. He said, "Where's your license?" I'm looking at this guy, little short, white guy. I said, Who the F are you talking to? I'm getting pumped up, man. Don't you know I'll slap the taste out of your MF mouth? Don't you know I'll knock your pussy in the ground? He started getting scared, you know. I never heard an inspector talk to somebody like that. I said, you don't know who you messing with. I went back I got ready to slap him, and all of a sudden, my stomach started turning. Like I wanted to use. I looked at this dude. Goose pimples jumped all up over on my arms and stuff. I said, please excuse me. I'm sorry that I spoke to you that way. I'm trying to be a Christian. Would you please accept my apology? Right then, I realized that was the first time I ever apologized to anyone and meant it. The first time. My first wife used to say, yeah, you about to sorry, MF. I know, you know. But we do recover. We do recover. It's about working on self. And things do get better. And you always find something to work on. I know 8 years clean. In my first marriage time, I used to tell my wife, I said, the reason I don't buy you flowers, because the only thing they're going to do is die anyway. So why should I buy you flowers? We was married 19 years and she died. And I never bought her flowers. After 8 years of working on self, we do recover. Working on self, talking about how self-centered we are. Talking to my sponsor and stuff. Self-centeredness is the core of our disease. Took me 8 years of recovery to realize the flowers weren't for me. They was for her. That Valentine's Day, my second wife, she worked at McKeesport Hospital. She retired too. And I sent her flowers. A dozen of roses, sent her flowers. She called me up, crying. Thank you, Flawzelle. Thank you. Because of my self-centeredness, my first wife didn't know this joy. But we do recover. We work on self, things start happening. You start changing. People don't change around you, you change. Already? Oh, that's good, man. That's good. Oh! Man, I tell you, I enjoyed being here. I enjoyed listening to the speakers. It seemed like they all hit it right on the head, man. Everyone that spoke up here, I felt them, man. You know. And this is, we do recover. We do. And somebody's saying love that's here. And somebody about talking about working on self, we can love other people, and we can allow people to love us. We can be responsible. We can change. We don't have to be that self-centered person we've always been. I remember my wife telling me, I know you pay the bills here. You know, I always had to be your car in your house. But we do recover. Hey. But recovery is an ongoing process. I lost my sponsor May 7th of this year, Frank Truesdale. And he's the one that was telling me I was closed-minded. But we did everything together. And we do recover. I remember calling him up early in recovery and saying, I'm about ready to throw this woman out the window. He said, what's the matter, Flawzelle? I said, man, she won't do these dishes for no one. I mean, and then she gets smart with me. He said, hey, Flawzelle, the dishes must not be bothering her. Right. They're bothering you. You do the dishes. Hey, be part of the solution and not part of the problem.